Welcome to Run With It, BC's only running fitness and health program. On this month's episode, we have a special interview with Vancouver actor Curtis Lum, who talked about how he maintains a healthy lifestyle and his role in the TV series Siren. But first, we have a new segment called a Run With It moment. This month, we talked to Shelley Leonhardt on this Run With It moment segment. Check this out. Joining me is Shelley Leonhardt from Fifth Avenue Collection. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm excited. Look what I'm wearing. Beautiful jewelry.
It is beautiful, yeah.
So what is Fifth Avenue Collection?
Fifth Avenue Collection is a privately owned company. It's family owned, actually, out of Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. And they design all the beautiful jewelry. They use the Swarovski crystal, so that's why you have so much sparkle to it. And the thing with the jewelry is there's no lead in it. So lead and sometimes in jewelry is what makes your skin go black or change color. But this product is very well made. And another thing about Fifth Avenue is they really stand behind their product. So if anything happened and a stone went missing, they would repair or replace it.
So tell us what you like most about, having your own company.
Well, I love having women sparkle like you do, right? You put a little bit of bling on a woman and it just seems to lighten up her eyes. And I love to help people feel better about themselves. So I tend to go to seniors' residences, I go to hospitals, I do private home parties, anywhere that I can maybe help somebody feel a little bit better about themselves and look better. And it's easy for me to come to you so that you don't have to go shopping in the stores and that, so I can come to you with my jewelry.
Yes, and I'm sparkling, which I love. And with the festive season just around the corner,
yes.
How perfect.
Yeah, it really is. It's a great time of year, and I have a lot of male customers as well. So, and people can go on my website. I have my own website with Fifth Avenue, and so they can check that out. And I have a Facebook page. It's called Shelley's Bling at Fifth Avenue Collection, and yeah, they can see some of the styles there, and if they want to get a hold of me, they can. That'd be great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and you look fabulous.
Thank you. Right back. Joining me is a very special guest. He's Canadian actor Curtis Lum, and he's here today to talk about his successful acting career and how he stays healthy.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, you look fit. So how do you stay?
Okay, fine. You can touch it.
Okay. I did. So how do you maintain a healthy lifestyle? Because you travel a lot. You have a busy acting career.
Well, it takes a little bit of a balance of crazy and just pure determination and resilience. It's definitely difficult when it comes to I'm pretty busy, and that's the most difficult thing for me is to find time to cook and stuff like that. It's difficult. So for me, actually, I need to eat healthier, and I need to keep a balanced meal cycle in order just to stay sane and active. So that's really what drives me. It's the aesthetics and all that is kind of secondary to that, to just the mental aspect of it. But it's definitely tough. But like anything that's worth having, it requires a lot of discipline and work and yeah.
Because you don't have a typical lifestyle. You're always taking on. You're busy, but do you buy your own food, your groceries, or how does?
Whenever time permits,
yes.
I try to make my own snacks and at least a meal a day sort of thing. But because it's not that I'm lazy, it's just I don't. By the time I come home at night, there's just no way I'm cooking anything. So I've perfected the Whole Foods hot bar. I've perfected what $10 feels like in weight in a box. So that's how I justify it. I'm like, okay, $10 a day or $20 a day is doable for a nice, balanced, healthy meal.
Do you have a favorite dish, Curtis?
A favorite dish?
Yes.
As in the one that I would eat every day, or just of all time?
Of all time.
Oh, you put me on the spot. Of all time, Peking duck,
Oh, okay.
Chinese Peking duck. I'm a huge fan of burgers, pizza, pasta. I love Italian food. Yeah.
Well, that's great, and encourage you to drink lots of water too, because you need to keep, when you're acting, is resetting your roles.
I thought you were gonna say, and you drink a lot, don't you? I was like, how'd you know?
Water, H2O.
Yeah, sure.
That's good. But do you do weights and such and?
I try to. When it's for preparation for a role or something like that, that's when I can really zero in and get focused and have a proper regimen. Otherwise, I try to just maintain as much as I can.
Right, and the reason I ask is because I've seen you in some roles, and you're doing your own stunts. You have to be fit. It's.
Yeah. I try to do as much of my own stunts as I can. I do have a great, network of stunt people that have doubled for me before that are all brilliant, and my hat definitely goes off to them. But I'd like to be in at least in a position where I can do my own stunts. Like, I've done enough of it where I think I'm capable of knowing what's going on, and plus I can act on top of that. So overall, it brings together like a really great overall performance.
Right.
But I think especially with stunts, like stretching is a big deal. Keeping active and all that, but just making sure that everything's working properly. That's the biggest one. As we get older, as we know, things start to go, and so it's really about up here to just making sure that you're confident in knowing what you're doing, and taking the time to learn all this, the choreography and all that kind of stuff. Because when I was younger, I'd rush into everything and I'd hurt myself left, right, and center. So.
Yeah, meditation is really important too. Because what I was going to say too is that it's sort of you can cross over, acting and doing some of your stunts, as you're saying, and that's really, really great to have. And I want to say congratulations on your role in Siren.
Thank you so much.
And it's about an evil mermaid, right? You caught it and you played the part as Kelvin.
Yeah. Well, it's not so much that she's an evil mermaid. I mean, they just are. You know what I mean? Like they're coming onto land, and they're considered top level predators where they come from in their world, and they're coming to land basically because of us as humans and what we're doing to the ocean. We're overfishing, we're populating or polluting the ocean, and things like that. So for many different factors, they're now coming to land, and that's kind of where our show takes place. We explore a world where mermaids can exist, and them coming on the land. And I play one of the fishermen that catches the first mermaid. And
How was it?
Everything you'd imagine it to be. Thankfully, on the show, we deal with a lot of, there isn't too much CGI or green screening, so we're not having to, react off of like a tennis ball or something like that. We actually get to play off of the real actors, so that makes it a lot easier. We're actually out there on the water, on the boat, shooting all of these sequences, so, that helps as well. But there's been nothing like it so far in my career. This has been definitely, top tier experience for me.
It's wonderful. And the day that you got the role, what did you do?
I remember getting the call, and I think I was at Costco buying groceries and things for my restaurant, and. I got the call, and I just kind of, it was like, the reception was really bad, so I was like, huh? Hello? What? I got the what? Hello? What? And, after 5 minutes, I found, you got the part. And I remember being stoked, being like in a Costco aisle, kind of like yelling to myself, and people looking at me funny. And then I ended up buying some gift baskets and stuff like that for a few different people. And, it was it's exciting.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's great. And it airs when? Like on Thursday?
Yes.
Okay.
Thursday nights, 8 p.m. In the States, it's on Freeform. Here, we get it on
Yes.
ABC Spark. I think it plays 8 p.m. and then 11 p.m. again here.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And how supportive is your family?
They're great.
They're
They're great, yeah. I think like in anything, you know, at first when I told them that I was getting into this business, they were, you know, a bit skeptical, but so was everybody else. So I can't peg it just on them. But you know, when if you love something, you kind of just do whatever you can to learn about it as much as you can and try to put yourself in a position to succeed. And it was like a show and prove type of situation for me, where I constantly kept on having to prove to them that I was able to do this, and for them to take me seriously doing it. And now they're, yeah, I mean, you know, my mom and dad, they're like two of my biggest fans.
Well, that's great.
And I always hear about it outside, like, you know, they're supportive, you know, in person, but like, I'll be at like a convenience store or grocery store, and then the cash register will be like, hey, like your mom or dad told me about this show, like, you know, I'm watching it now, you're great, and like your parents are your biggest fans. And so I always hear from a third party of their support, which is kind of lovely as well, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, and do you feel like you sometimes have to pinch yourself? Hey, I'm here, because when you started in the acting business, like, tell me your first role.
My first role?
Yes.
I got really lucky. Have you ever read The Alchemist? Paulo Coelho?
I'm vaguely familiar, but
okay. Well, it one of the themes in it is like they deal with like beginner's luck. You know what I mean? And I definitely had the beginner's luck where. So I was training. I started acting. I started taking acting classes and stuff like that. I told my parents I was in school, but I didn't tell them for what. And so I'd cheekishly sneak off into this acting class once or twice a week. And I booked my first role like within the first year of acting. It was for a show called Renegade Press.
Yes.
It's like a Canadian teen drama. And I remember my first scene I ever shot was a sex scene. Like my first day on set, my first on-set experience. It was getting down and dirty, right to it. So that was, you know, that's
adopt it, right?
Yeah, that's the best way to just jump right in. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Be all sorts of uncomfortable.
Play the character. And,
yeah.
Yes. Because you've gone. Well, you played superhero and drama. And tell us about Agent Demos and Supergirl.
Agent Demos. He is an agent at the DEO, the Department of Extranormal Operations, in the Supergirl, Superman universe. And I work with her sister Agent Danvers, John Jones, Wynn, and we, you know, essentially keep the Earth safe from alien activity.
And you've been successful so far.
Every episode brings a different set of challenges and complications, but we, you know, I'd like to think that we always prevail.
Yes.
And it's always exciting. There's never a dull moment in the DEO.
Do you love it, like working on the set? Like, how exciting is it?
I love it. I've been very fortunate. Like, it's one of those shows, and just like Siren, it's one of those shows where, you know, it's one thing to be working. It's a whole other thing to be working on a show with cast that you love, crew that you love, you know, with the writing team and producing team that are also fabulous from top to bottom. So, and then for me, I get to do all this cool action stuff that, you know, I've only dreamt about since I was a kid. You know.
And this dream has come true. And tell us what you like most about acting.
What I like most about it? I'm starting to see different shades of it now, which is really cool. But, you know, I had to, for me, it was always just about entertaining. And I just loved entertaining and getting a reaction out of people. Then it became, you know, my first 5 years doing this, I really wasn't working, so I had to really find other ways to love about it, and then that's when I dug deeper into building on my foundation of like training and stuff like that. So then I just loved the performing and playing these different characters. Now it's become something that I love because it's not anything that you can ever really master. It's it's a perpetual, like, ongoing thing that is always going to be fluid. It's always going to be changing, and so it's a constant challenge. You know what I mean? For me to stay on top of my game, stay sharp, stay ready for whatever is to come. And then seeing the fans now, that has been a whole complete other aspect that I've never experienced before, where, especially now with TV, right? We get such an instant reaction.
Yes.
Show airs, night of, you have all the fans taking it to Twitter, taking it to Instagram, letting you know how they feel about your performance and stuff like that. So now it's been cool to see, especially on working on a sci-fi show, seeing the level of support and love for these characters. And what they represent and what they mean to the fans.
Yes.
You never know. Like I experienced this once when I went to my first film festival. I brought a film to it was in Eugene, Oregon. It was a movie that I produced and that I starred in. And someone came up to me after the film and told me, like, that film was everything he needed to see in that moment. He was considering, suicide, and he was really in a really dark place, and then that film kind of helped him get over that fear or that feeling. And for me, being a part of a team that created something like that, there is no better feeling to know that you created something that helped someone. You know what I mean? Ultimately, or in my case, I'm playing a character that represents someone to some other person, you know what I mean, where they can see a reflection of themselves and know that they're not alone, or that they're being represented, their story is being told, So these are all things that, like, are all encapsulated into why I love doing what I'm doing. Yeah. And it's just about inspiring other people and passing on that torch of just bringing light to people's lives. Yeah.
Wonderful, and being at the top of your game is to get into that role, you need to focus, of course, but what else do you do? Like meditation, everything, like. Yeah.
Honestly, like, I don't necessarily meditate. I don't set aside a chunk of time to meditate, but I take mini moments throughout the day. So before I eat, for instance, I take a quick second to just bless my food and put that positive energy into it, but also kind of give grace to the universe for blessing me with the opportunity to have this great food. And when you add up all of those moments collectively, it allows me to keep grounded and realize, it's kind of like the rubber bands too. It's for me to remember, like, the struggle of where I've come, or how far I've come, where I came from, where I want to go, but where I'm at right now in the present, you know what I mean? And so that kind of helps me gauge how I'm feeling, where I'm going, what I'm trying to accomplish in the day. But I can see how meditation can do wonders. A lot of my friends do meditate, or do yoga or something therapeutic. In my case, I like working out, I like boxing, I like running.
So you're a runner. What do you do? 10K or 5K or?
To be honest, I'm gonna save myself by saying I don't measure, or I don't keep track.
Well, you run. And that's all that counts.
I don't have one of those apps that tell me how far I run, but for instance, I would run from here to, like, Stanley Park and back. So whatever that is.
Yeah, that's
5K?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. And then I'll take a cab back.
Yes. Yes. I believe so. But I don't believe everything I read on the internet, but I heard, you do boxing, right? You're saying, and that's a great, frustration to get out.
Oh, it's
yes.
great. It's great. Martial arts in general is
yes.
is the ultimate I think it's the ultimate balance of the yin and yang, where it's a system built entirely based off of just being present, reacting off of what's being given to you, and I think that translates to film as well.
Wonderful.
Especially acting. You're reacting, acting and reacting, and you're listening, and you know what I mean. So it's a great practice outside of my practice for acting.
Yes.
For me as well.
And running helps you, well, at least it calms you, right?
Yeah, to just turn your brain off and just, that's my form of meditation, seriously.
That's great.
Yeah.
See, we had to keep talking further from meditation to boxing and running.
Yeah.
So, Chris, what is next for you?
What's next for me? Well, we just got picked up for a second season for Siren.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. So we'll see what unfolds there. My writing team and producing team that I work with, we're developing a few projects of our own currently. And then, that actually means a lot to me. Like putting out my own work and producing my own projects. There's a lot of passion that lies there. So that's a huge priority of mine. And then, Vancouver's so busy right now that, as you can see, I'm sure you can't go 2 blocks without seeing a production. There's a lot of new, exciting shows that are coming out, so we'll see. Hopefully, we'll get something exciting and keep this train going and keep the momentum going.
Chris, I want to ask, are there any roles you like to do, like comedy or?
Yeah, absolutely. Like one of my favorite actors of all time is Will Smith, and I think he's a great example of what I would like to become, in terms of not necessarily like the massive mega superstar movie star, but like in terms of when you look at his resume, he's done it all. He's done very like super serious dramas. He's done biopics. He's done obviously comedies, but he's the king of action. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I see myself. Like I love doing dramas, but I also love doing action, and I love comedies. Like if I had the choice, I prefer watching a comedy or an action comedy or something like that. So any roles that allow me to incorporate at least 2 of the 3, I'm a happy boy. So
It'll happen.
yeah, so.
And if people want to get in touch with you, I know we have Twitter, but what's your Twitter handle? And
On Twitter, I'm Kulu, Culu.
Okay.
And then on Instagram, I'm Handsome Lum, HANSUMLUM.
Great. Well, I want to thank you very much for coming on the show.
It's a pleasure.
Thanks for watching. If you have a question or comment or would like us to cover an event, go to our website on the screen. Until next time, run with it.
Run With It is sponsored by BC Sports Hall of Fame, Hype Hair, Mallory's Fashion Network, and Skechers Performance Canada.